I started playing when I was 6. When you start, you just want to become this professional footballer and to play for your national team, to have the opportunity to play on the biggest stages with the biggest crowds.
At just 28 years old, he had already lived the dream of millions, scoring in front of the Kop, lifting trophies, wearing the red shirt with pride. But then, without warning, the world lost one of football's brightest lights. This isn't just the story of a footballer. It's the story of a boy from Massarelos who dared to dream, of a man who carried the hopes of his family, his country, and an entire fan base on his back. He played with grit, with fire, with heart. He lived fully, and now he lives forever. This is the life of Diogo Jota, forever 20. Before the lights, the goals, the roar of Anfield, there was Diogo, born in Massarelos, Portugal. He grew up like many boys, ball at his feet and fire in his heart. At 9, he joined Gondomar, a small club with big dreams. He wasn't the biggest or the loudest.
I remember my first football memories, the Euro 2004 that happened in Portugal. Everybody was so excited for the tournament. I just watched first time Cristiano Ronaldo starting in the national team.
But he had something rare, an obsession with getting better. Every missed trial, every doubter only pushed him harder. Football didn't come easy, but it came honestly. With his younger brother Andre always by his side, he trained like his life depended on it. That journey, gritty, quiet, relentless, led him to Paços de Ferreira. At 17, he was no longer dreaming of being a footballer. He was one. His story began not with headlines, but with heart. A boy from Massarelos who never stopped running. At Paços de Ferreira, Jota made his professional debut. Just 17 years old, skinny, quiet, relentless. He quickly made headlines with a brace against Académica. The fire was real. He wasn't the academy golden boy. He had been overlooked too many times, but he believed in himself. Each situation makes you a better person, he once said. A former coach called him a rare breed, a footballer who didn't crave the limelight. Diogo didn't chase fame. He chased growth. In 2016, Atletico Madrid signed him, a big move, but no ego, just the same quiet determination. Loaned to Porto, then to Wolves. He adapted, evolved, attacked every challenge head-on.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's a huge club, a historic club, and it's always a goal to play in England, and this is a good opportunity.
By 2017, he was in the Championship with Wolverhampton. He didn't just arrive, he made a statement. 17 goals. Promotion to the Premier League sealed. That boy from Massarelos had become one of the most promising forwards in Europe. And he was just getting started. In 2017, Diogo Jota joined Wolves. Then, in the Championship, no glamour, no spotlight, just work. He scored 17 goals in his first season, carried them to promotion to the Premier League, became a fan favourite, not for flair, but for fight. At Wolves, he found rhythm, and England found a new kind of striker. Fast, fearless, relentless. He didn't need hype. His football did the talking. 44 goals in 131 games. Wolves rose with him, and the world took notice. By 2020, Liverpool called £41 million. A record, but Jota had already proven his worth. Wolves wasn't a stop, it was a launch pad, and he never forgot where he came from. September 2020, Diogo Jota joined Liverpool.
Another phase, another level, another step, and when I came to Liverpool, I knew that was possible. Really exciting moment for me, for my family.
No press buzz, no crowds, just a masked handshake in the middle of a pandemic. But when the world was silent, he made noise. He filmed his own journey. Training clips, moving day, private moments, because there were no media teams and no fans to greet him. 7 goals in his first 10 games. a Champions League hat-trick, cold finishes, clinical headers, a new kind of forward for Klopp's system. Even in a team of stars, he stood out. Klopp called him a pressing monster, but also our best finisher.
Again, that shows you can be, as an offensive player, be involved in absolutely each defensive situation and be still a threat offensively. There's no if or. You can do both. And Diogo is doing that.
He didn't talk big. He just played big. 65 goals, 2 League Cups, an FA Cup, and a Premier League title.
It's an unbelievable song that makes me proud.
But it wasn't the trophies. It was the timing. Jota scored when it mattered. Again and again. He was loved by teammates, trusted by his manager, feared by defenders. At Anfield, he didn't just wear the shirt, he honoured it.
To arrive at this season with the title that I've been chasing for a lot of years in the best league in the world, where I dreamt to play as a kid, and finally we did it. It's a moment that I will cherish forever.
Diogo Jota belonged here, and the cop knew it. When the goals stop and the chants fade, all that's left is the person underneath the shirt. And Diogo Jota? He was never just a footballer, he was a son, a brother, a husband, a father, and to those who knew him best, he was simply Diogo. He met Ruth Cardoso in his teens. They grew together, from youth football fields to Premier League lights. Quietly, always beside him, always his foundation. Together, they raised 3 children. When Jota scored, his celebrations were often for them. But there was another side to Jota, one that lived beyond the stadiums. He was a gamer, a serious one. During the COVID lockdowns, he climbed to number 1 in the FIFA World Rankings. One match day, just hours before kickoff, he was playing in an online FIFA tournament. Later that night, he scored and celebrated with a classic gamer pose. Hands up, locked in. He loved life's quiet moments. Breakfast with his kids, card games with his brother, snooker and quizzes with teammates. Even his celebrations said it all. Calm, focused, playful. That was Diogo. He gave his life to football, but his legacy lives on through the people he loved and the joy he gave in return. This was Diogo Jota, the man behind the goals. They say the good ones leave us too soon, but Diogo didn't just leave, he was taken in an instant, without warning, without time to say goodbye. One week, he was scoring in front of the cop. The next, the world stood still. He passed away alongside his brother Andre, 2 souls bound since childhood, gone together. The shock echoed across the world, from Portugal to Liverpool, from teammates to strangers. Luis Diaz wept during the memorial mass. Klopp stood silent, red-eyed. Anfield fell quiet for a minute, but for what felt like forever. They say football is just a game, but for Jota, it was life. And in giving everything to the game, he gave everything to us. The club retired the number 20 shirt, his seat in the dressing room left untouched, his locker never reassigned. But Jota was more than a number. He was a heartbeat, a voice in the dressing room, a fierce competitor, a gentle soul. He was a young father, a brother to all, a man who made the quietest moments feel full. You don't measure a life in minutes played. You measure it in impact, in love, in the empty space left behind. Diogo Jota was 28 years old, but in those years, he gave us moments that will echo for lifetimes. His story ends here, but his legacy, his fire, his kindness, his goals live on in all of us. And so, we remember him, not in silence, but in full voice. Diogo Jota, number 20 forever.